News from around the globe. Hot, fresh, balanced and objective.
Hello and welcome to News Hour on Unity TV. Today is Saturday, 6th of May 2023 and it's equivalent to 17th of Shawwal 1444 after Hijrah. The headlines. Buhari to Commonwealth leaders. Nigeria has deepened democracy with 2023 elections. NLC refute claims to scuttle Tinubu's inauguration. Dino Melai picks Habibat Din as deputy governorship candidate. And on the foreign scene, Russia's mercenary group Wagner to leave Bakhmut over shortage of ammunition. And in sports, game against Leeds massively significant for us, says Guardiola. And those were the headlines, and for details and more of the stories, I am Rukayat Sani Ibrahim. President Muhammadu Buhari on Friday told the Commonwealth leaders that the February 25 presidential elections in Nigeria showed that the country has taken another step towards deepening its democracy with peaceful, transparent and credible outcomes. President Buhari at the meeting in London said that the outcome of the presidential election showed that government can be elected peacefully and fairly, while telling his audience that the elections were generally free and fair. He said the mood of the nation after the announcement of the winners so far showed that democracy in Nigeria is maturing and can only get better. He expressed satisfaction with the conduct of the 2020 general elections in Nigeria, considering the turnout of voters and what he described as the generally peaceful atmosphere under which it took place. President Buhari, who stated these while addressing his colleagues at the Commonwealth Leaders Summit as part of the major event leading to the coronation of His Majesty King Charles III as King of the United Kingdom and leader of the Commonwealth, adding that the country learned lessons which would make subsequent polls even better. The theme of the event focused on the future of the Commonwealth as a body and the role of the youths. The President, in a statement issued by his Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Chief Femi Adesina, was quoted as saying these elections saw a remarkable turnout of voters and proved that Nigeria's democracy is maturing. Despite some pockets of violence, we have demonstrated that a government can be elected peacefully and fairly, while thanking the Commonwealth for sending a team to witness the conduct of the elections. He noted that the elections were generally free and fair, and the mood of the nation after the announcement of the winners so far shows that democracy in Nigeria is maturing and can only get better. Nigerian Labour Congress NLC on Friday refuted claims that the union tends to scuttle the swearing-in of the President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The Arewa Youth Assembly (AYA) recently made several allegations that NLC President Joe Ajaero is plotting to scuttle Tinubu's inauguration and is working with the indigenous people of Biafra (IPOB) to actualize the presidential bid of Peter Obi of the Labour Party candidate. It also accused Ajaero of using NLC as a platform to achieve his Biafra agenda. The Igbo-dominated Congress is being used by Ajaero to sabotage the nation's economy, according to AYA, and the invasion of the Lagos and Imo airports by IPOB fundamentalists posing as the NLC is just the start of what Ajaero is planning to do to prevent Tinubu from taking the oath of office on May 29. Meanwhile, NLC, in a statement by its spokesman, Benson Upa, said dismissed all the allegations, stating that neither Ajaero nor the NLC has plans to scuttle Tinubu's inauguration. Upa stated that all the allegations are cheap blackmail intended to divert the attention of the leadership of the Congress from its obligation or mission to the people. According to him, the Arewa Youth Assembly, which he refers to as funny organizations in search of bread and butter, are floating character assassins waiting to be hired for a pittance. Governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) Senator Dino Melai has unveiled Honorable Habibat Din as his deputy governorship candidate for the November 11, 2023 election in the state. The state chapter of the party announced Din on Friday after she was presented to the party leadership by Senator Melai at a brief ceremony which held at the private residence of former governor of the state, Alhaji Ibrahim Idris, popularly known as Ibro, in Abuja. Honorable Habibat Din is a former member of the Kogi State House of Assembly. She hails from the Akwai local government area of Kogi East Senatorial Zone of the state. Senator Melaye said the choice was unprecedented by any major political party in the state, adding that they will continue to do things that are innovative and different. For her part, Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, who was the PDP candidate for the 2023 Kogi Central Senatorial election, said it was natural for Kogi West to produce the next governor of Kogi State, while also praising the gender balance of the PDP ticket. She noted that carrying women along in governance will make a lot of difference, even as she promised to mobilize Kogi Central women for the PDP's success in the November 11 governorship election. The police in Bauchi State on Friday informed the public that they have arrested a self-styled Gamzar, king of Sayawa, in Bogoro local government area of the state over the April 15 communal clash at Sang village, resulting from the selection of the Matu Ishaya as the hamlet head of the village. The 71-year-old Gumzar, Air Commando Ishaku Komo, retired, was arrested over the unrest alongside 6 others identified as Matu Ishaya 56, Yakubu Bala 65, Apollos Hassan 72, Nathaniel Joshua 40, Abenagu Zakka 30, and James Dajum 65. The police public relations officer PPRO in the state, SP Ahmed Muhammad Wakil, stated in a release he signed and made available to Daily Post that the arrest of the suspect was the result of preliminary investigation of the communal clash. According to him, investigation has established a prima facie case for the offences of criminal conspiracy, inciting disturbance of the public peace, mischief by fire, causing grievous hurt and culpable homicide against the 7 suspects, adding that 1 locally made revolver pistol, 1 cartridge and 1 knife were recovered as exhibit from them. The police spokesman, however, called on the public to disregard a viral video in which it was alleged that Komo was arrested, harassed and intimidated by security agencies. The video also alleged that security personnel were used by prominent Bauchi and northern governors who are Muslims to harass Christians in the state, particularly those in communities that voted massively for the Labour Party's presidential candidates in the February 25 presidential election. Sonia, daughter of a former Deputy Senate President, has reacted to her parents' ordeal in the United Kingdom. Recall that the UK court on Friday sentenced Akwai to 9 years and 8 months, while his wife Beatrice and Obina Obeta got 4 years and 10 years jail terms, respectively. The sentence became the first of its kind under the Modern Slavery Act following their conviction for organ trafficking in March, which lasted for 6 weeks. Prior to the sentence, Akwai, Beatrice and Obeta were convicted of conspiracy to arrange the travel of a young Nigerian man who was identified as David Nwamini to Britain in order to exploit him for his kidney. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) has said President-elect Bola Tinubu cannot fight corruption because he is an alleged enabler of corruption. PDP was reacting to Tinubu's comment at the commissioning of some judiciary projects in Rivers State, wherein he said he will fight corruption in the country. The opposition party, while describing comment as sacrilegious, however, dared the president-elect to start by publicly and personally addressing Nigerians on the numerous corruption allegations about him, including the Alpha-Beta cases and alleged improper acquisition and conversion of legal state government landed properties worth millions of naira to himself, family, associates and cronies. The National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Honorable Debo Olagunaba, during a press conference said the statement by Senator Tinubu is completely sacrilegious and an assault on the sensibility of Nigerians, having regard to his record of alleged corruption and having been described variously as an embodiment of corruption in his public life. PDP spokesman said it is ludicrous that an individual who have been widely alleged to be an enabler and beneficiary of corruption can attempt to put himself forward to Nigerians as a champion, of anti-corruption. PDP added that Tinubu's claim on corruption is a further attempt to corrupt, cultivate, patronize, lure and compromise the judiciary ahead of the commencement of the hearing of the presidential election petition tribunal on Monday, May 8, 2023. The federal government said it successfully evacuated all Nigerians that were stranded in the crisis-ridden Sudanese capital, Khartoum. Dr. Sani Gwarzo, the permanent secretary in the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, disclosed this on Friday when he received the second batch of 130 evacuees at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. The news agency of Nigeria NAN reports that the evacuees arrived at the pilgrims terminal of the airport at exactly 3:10 p.m. local time on board a Tarko aircraft B-37-300 from Port Sudan. He said the second batch of evacuees was airlifted from Port Sudan. Guarzo said among the 130 evacuees, 2 are men while the rest are women and children. He assured the public that the team will continue to prioritize women, children and the alien ones among them. The Court of Appeal on Friday in Abuja upheld the judgment of Justice Okon Abang of the Federal High Court, which sentenced Abdulrashid Maina to 8 years imprisonment. Maina, who was arraigned by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), was sentenced following his conviction for laundering pensions funds to the tune of 2.1 billion naira. Delivering judgment on behalf of the 3-member panel, Justice Elfreda Daudu Williams held that an opportunity was given to Maina to defend himself, which he failed to use. Justice Daudu Williams said that there was not enough evidence in the defense given by Maina to prove that he did not commit the offense. The whole issue is resolved against the appellant and the appeal fails. This is the position of the court. The judge said Justice Abang had on November 8, 2022 sentenced Maina, the former chairman of the defunct Pension Reform Tax Team PRTT, to 8 years in prison for money laundering. The sentence was to run concurrently beginning from October 25, 2019, when he was arraigned. The judge also ordered that Maina's company, Common Input Property and Investment Limited, which was charged alongside Maina, be wound up and its asset forfeited to the federal government. Maina, not satisfied with the judgment of the trial court, approached the appellate court, challenging the judgment. And on the foreign scene, Russia's Wagner Group mercenary force will pull out of the Ukrainian city of Bakhmut that they have been trying to capture since last summer. Leader of Wagner Group, Yevgeny Prigozhin, revealed this in a dramatic announcement on Friday that his forces withdrew on May 10. Reuters said Prigozhin said the withdrawal would end their engagement in the longest and bloodiest battle of the war, stating heavy losses and inadequate ammunition supplies. He also asked Russian defense chiefs to insert regular army troops in their place. The report said the Kremlin declined to comment and there was no immediate reaction from the defense ministry, which said the offense on Bakhmut continued with paratroopers supporting assault units. As a Ukrainian official says, Russia was bringing Wagner fighters from elsewhere to fight in Bakhmut. Bakhmut, a city of 70,000 people before the start of the war, has taken on huge symbolic importance for both sides because of the sheer intensity and duration of the fighting there. Wagner has been spearheading Russia's attempt to capture it, and Prigozhin said his men had taken all but 2.5 square kilometers of the city, which he said was 45 square kilometers in total. And in sport, Manchester City coach Pep Guardiola has described the Premier League clash with Leeds United on Saturday as a massively significant game. City are a point above Arsenal as they seek to win the Premier League title this season. Sam Allardyce was recently appointed as Leeds United coach, and Guardiola seems to be wary of the veteran's tactics. Manchester City are currently first place in the Premier League standing with 79 points after 33 games. City have won the Premier League title 8 times, from 1936 to 1937 and from 1967 to 1968, from 2011 to 2012 and from 2013 to 2014, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020 and from 2020 to 2021 and 2021 to 2022 respectively. And with the sport news, we've come to the end of our bulletin for today. You can follow us on our social media handles at Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at TUNTBE Radio FM TV respectively. You can also watch us live on the satellite decoder Badarsat, which has been watched in about 8 countries of the world free. You can also watch us and stream us live on our YouTube channel at Unity FM TV. I am Rukayat Sani Ibrahim. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of our programs. Do have yourself a lovely day.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
Unity.